Now, you might be asking yourself, how did we get here, right? Eradicate, 2 resources floating, and a whole hand of wide blue yonder. Yeah. So again, I wanna go over the main combo of New, but basically you can sub in any card you want, right? For the final Ack-esque combo. In this case, Eradicate, and this was just too fun not to think about because Eradicate has the benefit of being self-sourcing, is the way we'll phrase it, right? So basically, if we white blue yonder it, we then use Eradicate, we hit a bunch of yellows, we get silver back. Silver then lets us mediate through the deck, look for our inner cheese, and hopefully hit a ton of blues for us to then pop off with New's own ability, or again, use cards like Memorial Ground, even the Transcend card, that is Recycle a card. There's quite a few to put back white blue yonders, put back maybe another Eradicate, and use that silver to do it all over again. But let's just see what happens, right? So we get to Eradicate, we get to then pass and play our glorious wide blue yonder. Now, I am the Uzari, just heads up, right? Because I'm showing this off. So I'm not going to block, we're going to just go for maximum. So 1 wide blue yonder adds a whopping 7 to it, meaning this is going to be a 28 Eradicate, right? So again, I could block the Uzari has what? A whole hand of, 3s, as well as then Mask, if need be, and Black Deck. I still don't think you might block with the Flick Knives against this, right? But still, that would still be 16 cards minus the equipment, so 12 cards. You'd still hit 12 cards, still set up the graveyard for New's own ability. You've activated a bunch of chi to then go into it. So I'd be fairly happy with that. And it does use, a decent chunk of the deck. So it's definitely something to think about or load up in there. Again, you don't have to high roll with it, but it is nice to high roll. So Eradicate hits, and we hit 7 yellows, but what blues? That's the real big question. An Isolate, a Sedate. There's nothing of super value. The Shreds, I guess, right? Oh, a Surgical Extraction. Okay, so that's probably our next turn, nonetheless. But yeah. Oh, and then don't forget the damage as well, right? So now we get to pass. I get to pitch stack, so I definitely want the chi. We'll do that, and that. And then the other cards I don't really care about, right? And again, we have the silver if we want to search through. I mean, I could grab... Was there more than 3 chi? I can't remember if there was more than 3 chi. Obviously, the return step is we're pretty screwed now. And it doesn't really do much, but hopefully this is enough of an advantage to then just terrorize through New's ability. So what can we do exactly? Let them Arsenal card. Okay, so we'll cash in off the silver. Why not? And our 5 cards are 4 Inner Chi and 1 Moonwish. I don't think there's another one. We could just sift until we actually get to it. But I think it's a cash out. I think there is no more chi because I only took the ones that I could reliably pull off for this combo, not the ones that modify attacks, right? Because obviously I'd have to attack first. But yeah, so now we get to New. And in fact, we could New 4 times if we really wanted to see what we hit. It's a Spreading Plague. And then we get access to Backstab, Sedate, Surgical, Sedate. I mean, if you kept a Mistblade and the Flick Knives, you could also go into that, right, for your blue attacks. But yeah, a Surgical is quite nice by itself. I'm curious, what is it? Until the end of turn, you may play blue cards from that hero's deck. Was there not? I guess the Shreds don't appear until it's the correct step. That's kind of nice of Talishare. Kudos. Right? So we can still double shred off of whatever the block is. But yeah, it's probably just Surgical Extraction, right? And you just do this over and over again. Definitely keep the daggers, thinking about it. Just be nice to combo. But yeah, if I had another white blue yonder, right, pitch all the inner chi, buff up whatever attack you're stealing, that in itself would be probably enough of a finisher, right? So Eradicate with 2 white blue yonders, and then something you steal with another one off of a bunch of chi. Yeah. I gotta say that's a fairly nice combo. Anyway, let's take a look at the deck. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of maybes, right? Which, if I again want to turn this into a full-fledged deck, I actually have all 60 cards-ish decided, right? So you can still run Moonwish, you can run the Sunkiss for draw, you could take, Inline Strike if you have ways to generate Slither. Inline Strike is super great because it's now a 0 cost, no card changed, or rather just cycle a card, right? So that's very powerful. And then you've got like 10 of the first moon. That was not how you pronounce that card. First 10 of Chi Moon, right? Which again, next blue attack this turn. you draw a card, so you can combo that with the Moon's Wish. You can then take some other attacks like Scale the Battlefield. If you give it go again, it's another cycle. Trade in, if you give it go again, another cycle. It doesn't have to be in your arsenal. And again, New just has fantastic ways of offering go again to a bunch of attacks to make this overall consistent. And then the big piece, right? Running Eradicate. Don't have to run Eradicate. You could take just a 0 cost blue, 0 cost anything really, because again, white blue yonder is just reliant on the pitch. It's any target attack. But yeah, Eradicate was too fun not to show off. Again, we'll hold off for a little bit. Once we see all the Majestics, then we'll really talk about the actual combo potential. But this in itself was, yeah, kind of glorious. So Eradicate, hit yellows, you get silver to, again, go again. If you save some white blue yonders, if you don't, it's still just super powerful. If you hit blues, then that's your game plan going forward, is just to then, you know, silver, G, blue, blue, blue. Probably keep a Beckoning, probably keep a Flick Knives, maybe run Concealed Blade, because Concealed Blade's also blue, is it not? Also, apparently my voice is going, and that's super annoying because I have been trying to do new for a while, again, to get things to line up. I put the best foot forward. We rig it to actually show things off. Never forget that. Combos in Flesh and Blood are kind of tricky because of the lack of search, right? If you compare it to something like Yu-Gi-Oh! But they're still fun, nonetheless. And again, it doesn't have to be all you do with the deck. There's other stuff you can do. And then, again, go into this big payoff. Stack up silver regardless. Cash out, right? Even if we just hit, you know, Crown, Farendales, we keep one dagger, hit the other dagger. That's a tome. That's a go again off of blue. And then silver, we've got 2+1s through cash in off of the gold and off of 2 silver, which is super impactful. All 3 mystics have fantastic ways to go +1 in hand, which is basically the first step you really want if you want to pop off with combos. So I am very much looking forward to actually diving into their true potential. But yeah, Eradicate. I just saw the, you know, Banish top X cards where X is damage dealt, and I couldn't not, you know, try to buff it up to be absolutely massive. I wonder if there's a way to rig it to get it further, but without the chain ending, you can't get another white blue yonder. There's probably other buffs. We also had the 3 Art of War buffs to go with it, so that was good in itself. But there are, you know, other ways to buff it and keep it going. Spreading Plague would also be fun, right? You sink their hand, you sink their deck, you get a bunch of blood rot. They're going to take damage. Yeah. New is going to be fun. Zen is going to be fun. Enigma is going to be fun. I look forward to diving into all 3 and showing off what goes beyond this and just Deep Blue Sea, because yeah, it's super interesting, especially Zen. Anyway, we'll leave it. Eradicate anew. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.